you've encountered in the last couple of days. Ciara.
We're heading over to Newbridge now. Councillor Chris Pender of the Social Democrats joins me. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Ciara.
You have called the connectivity of the Liffey Linear Park at Belin the utmost priority, or it should be, for Kildare County Council, allowing Glenveigh to change it for whatever reason you say is strange. What is happening here, Chris?
So what's happened here, Ciara, is there's a small wooded area at the end of, we'll call it the Gables car park, that originally was supposed to have a walkway / cycleway that goes through it, allowing people to continue along the river and then on into the new development. What's happened now is it seems to be getting replaced with two can crossings on the road side. So
what crossings, Chris? Sorry?
Two can crossings.
Okay, yeah.
So what that's done now is it's going to break up the connectivity. It's going to break up what is essentially a linear park. I mean, the whole idea of a linear park is that it travels along a river, not that you have to cross a road, come away from the river and then cross the road back again to come back in. Like, the reality is even if we do have these two can crossings, first of all, having two of them within a short space on a road is going to cause massive traffic issues on that end of town. Second of all, if we're expecting children to cycle down from, let's say, any of the Liffey Hall area or from Cllr Grange or any of those areas, we're now expecting kids to cycle down one side of the road, cross over the road again, then come back across the road to go through the park. It doesn't, how do I say this? To me, when kids are cycling to and from school, it should involve as little crossings of the road as possible. It should involve them being able to get from point A to point B, maybe crossing one set of traffic lights and then in a segregated way, such as the park, to get the rest of the way to their school.
Now, a Newbridge Tidy Town spokesperson, Chris, did say that the extended linear park is a key feature of the Belin Woods project, and they were assured of the pedestrian connectivity to the park extension at the time of the planning application. That was in 2018. So what has KCC said about this?
So this is in 2018, obviously, before my election, so I wouldn't have been as aware of it then, but I have seen the plans. Like, there's a walkway, or like some are calling it a boardwalk along that area in the original plans, and what that does is, again, like I said, allows us to continue the park on. And if we want to develop the park in the future, if we want to continue to develop the park, it absolutely is a key feature, because there's possibilities there to continue our park all the way down onto Athgarvan, to connect the two towns that way. And what this is doing is it's completely kiboshing that idea.
Chris, was this brought up at all last month at the MD meeting?
So it wasn't brought up at last month's MD meeting, but I had a question on the MD in April. Now, unfortunately, I had COVID, so I didn't have the opportunity to actually seek further information on my question. But I was told in that answer that there had been no changes, but that KCC would evaluate for road safety with the roads department, but that there had been no changes. Now, clearly that's, like, it's not the, although I suppose the meeting could have taken place after that. Now, what I've done is I've asked KCC to meet with the stakeholders. I've asked for the roads department and the parks department to meet with the actual people who are affected by this. And to be honest, the people who are affected by this is everybody in the town, because it limits the development of that park. And as the population of Newbridge starts to grow, we need more and more green space, not less and less.
Now, Glenveigh Properties have said that the Planning Authority requested changes at planning compliance stage. That was to include a separate cycle path and footpath along the Athgarvan Road for the full length of the development. Eoin, I know you've more details on statements from both the council and Glenveigh.
Yeah, so I got in touch with Glenveigh and the council yesterday afternoon, and what I said was the KFM has been contacted by residents in Newbridge concerned about the status of a pedestrian link between the Liffey Linear Park and the new housing development. As I understand it, the footpath was included in the original planning permission granted for the Belin Woods project. However, it now appears to be missing from a proposed new map from Glenveigh that is under consideration by Kildare County Council, and we asked them for a statement or a spokesperson. And we've got a statement this morning from a Glenveigh spokesman saying the Planning Authority requested changes that were made to the proposal at planning compliance stage to include a separate cycle path and footpath along the Athgarvan Road for the full length of the development. I think you touched on this, Ciara. As a result, we were required to relocate the footpath or cycle path to the other side of the road. The 2 pedestrian crossings have been upgraded to 2 token crossings. All Glenveigh compliance submissions have been prepared in full consultation with Planning Authority. The Planning Authority have approved the compliance submission and the designs as presented. The proposal provides for full pedestrian and cycle connection to the Liffey Linear Park. So that's the response from Glenveigh. In terms of Kildare County Council, they said that they are arranging a site meeting with developers Glenveigh to further discuss the pedestrian link proposed. Ciara.
Okay, and Chris, I'm assuming that this is going to be brought up at this month's, June's month of Kildare Newbridge Municipal District meeting.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to bring a motion to Kildare County Council that essentially that Glenveigh and those who've made the decision in the roads department and like whichever department has made the decision are basically brought to us to explain how this decision came about.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I understand that the pedestrian link itself wasn't technically a condition of planning, but when you have community groups that link in with developers who are coming into our towns to build massive building developments, and these developers and KCC assure people that something is going to be done, the very least they can do if they're going to try and take something like that away.
Okay, Chris, obviously this is something that is a major issue for many people in Newbridge, and in particular Liffey Linear Park obviously has a massive footfall, especially this time of year. We will speak with you again about this after you do attend that MD meeting this month for June. Thank you very much. That's Social Democrat Councillor Chris Pender for Kildare Newbridge MD.
And Ciara Noble